Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful light warriors, old souls, and evolving beings. Today I want to talk a little bit about a message I got from Universe that clarified so many things for me, and I've been excited to share it for the last few weeks, but I needed internet, and I'm happy to say I get to sit in one place for a few days. So happy to be with you. So, Universe will absolutely finish for you what your human cannot complete. So many of us had to walk away from loved ones, from houses, from belongings, from people, from relatives, from deaths, from marriages, you name it. We have been forced to put ourselves in situations we never thought in a million years we would have to either go through again, walk away from, start again, or do. But in each one of these steps, these are polishing steps. They're the polishing of a gem that you are. These are not punishments. These are not things that are made to bring you down, but these are things to make you fly. The problem is, many individuals, when they're in the midst of the pain, if they do not pull themselves through it and understand there is a greater grace coming in to pull you through, you will remain trapped in that old programming, in that old matrix, and you will make yourself feel like the victim. This is old thinking, and it is very tricky. It is the trickster, and you do not want to follow that path. So, 2 weeks ago, once again, as all the energies were changing, a number of things were brought in for completion and the process of completion in my life. Not all of them, but I assure you enough. And as I just mentioned in another video, yes, you can be psychic and know these things are coming. And yes, they play out as you saw them 5 years, 10 years, some of them for me, 40 years ago. But no matter how intuitive you are, these steps need to be done. But here's the piece of information from a different viewpoint that I didn't have. As these situations were all bombarding and coming in at one time, I had gone through the blackouts and the computer issues, and many other light workers had as well. And we were all feeling on some level, because the changes are happening so quickly, there was a level of, why even discuss these things? Because by the time we get our information out, everything will have changed again. And that is very true. It is still happening. So I have tried to pick the ones that I feel are still pertinent, because I still hear people bringing them up. So, as all of these things were coming into view, because in order to polish you up, you gotta let go of those things that no longer serve you. Universe came and gave me some information that made me look at it a little differently. And it was these simple words. Universe said, "You are not here to serve me. I am here to serve you." I was like, what? What? Universe is here to serve me? First of all, I was like, okay, that makes me a narcissist. But that's not it. It took me a little while to really integrate what this phrase meant. Because I assure you, many times in my life, I have literally handed away the reins and said, "Universe, pull me through." And I continue to do so. But I had never looked at it as I'm not here to serve universe. Because I honestly, like so many of us, were like, well, we came in, we have a mission, we have to finish these things. There are things that are going on. Each one has a different role. We're all these pieces to a puzzle. And while all of that is so very true, there's an amazing factor that don't forget, you're here to experience things as well. You're here to learn and grow. You see, there is no place like a lower dimensional 3D world to actually get some heavy lessons in. But universe is here to serve you. So if universe is here to serve you, and you're not just here to serve the universe, what that means is you can work with its energies and ask ahead of time what it is you're looking for. And I'm going to say this in like a little story of what just happened. I literally have been on the road for weeks, and I just did not want to have to drive to these old sections, um, highways that are overpacked, drivers who don't pay attention, aggressive drivers, all of these other issues into two very rough communities. Um, and I have lived in those communities and loved in those communities. But there is a certain point where you want to be able to move through them gracefully and in strength and bring new energies to them. So I set the very clear intention that in this long section of the trip, that I would ask universe, if universe was truly there to serve me, to point out at certain points that I was hearing properly, that it was working for me. You can use universe, you can use source, you can use whatever God, you can use whatever terminology you want to use. And that this was a way to not just complete old issues, but bring new light. Because that's what we're doing as light workers right now. We are bringing in new energies, new formations, new bodies, new light, so many things. So I did something and I was like, okay, well then I'll turn on the radio and I want 3 songs. And I'm telling you, I picked 3 bizarre ones. There is no way a station could possibly do it. So I picked Wide Open Spaces, Country Roads, Take Me Home, and 500 Miles. Sorry for not looking up the actual names of the songs and who wrote them. So I'm going along and, I don't know, I'm 6 hours in. It's a long time, but I still have another 3 or 4 hours to go. And I have gone through, by the 6th hour, the hardest interstate sections. And I've come across things. Oh my, there's a highway that is named after the current president. There were electrical wires, which I am heavily affected by, but I was not affected the same way that I had been in the past, which is a whole other indication of not being exactly where we think we are. And all of these different things were coming up. And I finally, after like the 6 hour, had totally forgotten I had set that intention and turned on the radio. And oh my, I'm driving along and I'm trying to relax and my legs are tensing a little bit and I'm trying to move around. And next thing you know, those 3 songs played in a row. Now, it was Country Roads first, then it was Wide Open Spaces, and then it was 500 Miles. So it had changed just a little bit, but nonetheless, very close to the 500-mile marker, wouldn't you know? You're 500 miles away from home. So I get now what it means that universe is here to serve you. And in this new world that we're creating, remember, we are co-creating, and therefore you're not looking up to others. This is so important. The angels are not to be worshiped. The universe is not to be worshiped. Source is not to be worshiped. You are one with it. You are a co-creator. But the only way that they can give you these completions with grace and ease, and not all the pain and the heartache and the attachments and all the drama and the triggers and all that other crap, is if you hold what I'm going to call unbounded trust. Trust that is so infinite and deep that universe gets to have a kick, a joy, fun, giving you more than you could ever possibly believe you could have. And this is where pure abundance, pure joy, pure fun start to really come in. And we are here now in that world. So I'm asking you to embrace it and realize that as you see these things come up, are you forcing an ending to it? Or are you giving unbounded trust to the universe to complete it in divine timing? Because if I assure you, if you are forcing a finish, it is going to come with unnecessary pain, heartache, and lessons. Whereas if you let universe finish it for you and drop all those little pieces in your path to exactly where you need to go and what you need to, it becomes a game. It becomes fun again. You will laugh along with it versus feeling like you're being pulled behind a bull going, where am I going? Help me, help me. You actually get to start to experience fun again, life again, neat new things that you would not have experienced previously. So do let universe finish what your human cannot complete. And I always loved this saying, even though I've said before that, again, the Bible has so many flaws in it, but I do love the one phrase of, canst thou bind the sweet influences of Pleiades or loose the bands of Orion? You see, Source is telling us there that in a human form, we do not have that ability. But our multidimensional beings are able to extend and join and co-create with the universe, with Source, to make it fun again, to make you feel alive again, to drop those beautiful synchronicities right in front of you, to push you to places you would not have gone before, but in a fun and wonderful new way. So do not stop yourself from allowing the universe to love on you, to bring you new experiences, and to help you break those ego ties, those things that tell you you need to finish this and you need to finish it right now. Because I assure you, if you are finishing things, it could be an old, outdated legal system. It could be the way you think the world works. It could be allowing yourself to fall prey to institutions or politics or trying to figure out who's going to be who in the future. None of that is for your highest and best. We are now working with sovereign beings. And do you know what it means to be sovereign? It means you are independent, you are free, you set your schedule, you don't need someone else ruling over you. When you start to join forces with others now, you are joining from love and fun and creativity. And if you are not doing that, you are stopping yourself from unbounded, unconditional love. you are only hurting yourself. So, if you can start to think, and if it helps, that universe really is here to serve you, think about all those things that you would like to hand up to universe, for universe to take over, for source to resolve, so that you don't have to do it the hard way. And ironically, this beautiful way of thinking will finish off the fractals that you no longer need in your life. So another little exercise is think of yourself and maybe even write down on a piece of paper. Here's your body, who you are. Write all these words around that body of the fractals. Those fractals are the fractals you no longer want to hold on to. Any manipulation, any lies, any old issues, anything. Those are the ones you want to close out and finish. And then you have the beautiful pieces that you were bringing in, which are the ones that you want to live on a day-to-day basis. Highest and perfect truth. Pristine physical body. Unbounding joy. Beautiful light. Loving all, no matter where they are at. And disengagement. Detachment. Loving detachment. It does not affect you one way or the other, the direction that others choose. It only matters the direction that you are moving towards. Hand up everything to the universe. I promise you the joy, the surprises, the crazy whirlwinds, the things that will come to you versus you fighting to get, will make it all worthwhile. If you like this message, don't forget to hit like, subscribe. Do let me know how you're doing. Love you.